Found oyster. That's the spot next to Besties that I was thinking of.
Found oyster?
Yeah.
Oof, oysters freak me out.
Yeah. Not something that I want to have like found, you know? I want them very meticulously curated for me.
Yeah.
I want them to be raised in captivity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want my oysters.
I don't want to come upon an oyster.
Yeah. I just found it out on the fucking sidewalk a minute ago. Do you want it?
No. Because that's the thing. I know vegans who started eating them because someone came through. It's like, they lack a central nervous system. Therefore.
Yeah, no, I remember that whole conversation happening, and I just couldn't care less because I would avoid oysters like the plague before I was vegan.
Yeah. I only know one person who used that to be like, oh, I'm eating that. Every other vegan I know is like, nah, dude, it still registers as like a animal because it's in a no.
It just still registers as nasty as fuck to me.
Yeah, it is a snot-based food.
Finn, you're a kicky girl, and I'm a nasty gal. Okay, 'cause I like my shits droopy.
Oh, okay. I'm happy for you, and we can be different, and that's a good thing.
I love that for us.
This is an iHeart podcast.
Hi, I'm Jenica Lopez, and in the new season of the Overcomfort podcast, I'm even more honest, more vulnerable, and more real than ever.
Am I ready to enter this new part of my life? Like, am I ready to be in a relationship? Am I ready to have kids and to really just devote myself and my time?
Join me for conversations about healing and growth, all from one of my favorite spaces, the kitchen. Listen to the new season of the Overcomfort podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast.
The NFL is rolling. That's right, and you should be listening to NFL Daily as we march along to Super Bowl 60. It's in the name, NFL Daily, so you'll have fresh content in your feed all season long. Join me, Greg Rosenthal, and an all-star cast of co-hosts for previews and recaps of every single game. NFL Daily will keep you up to date with everything you need to know so you can sound smarter than all your friends. Listen to NFL Daily on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Gemma Speg, host of The Psychology of Your 20s. This September at The Psychology of Your 20s, we're breaking down the very interesting ways psychology applies to real life, like why we crave external validation. I find it so interesting that we are so quick to believe others' judgments of us and not our own judgment of ourselves. So according to the study, not being liked actually creates similar pain levels as real-life physical pain. To learn more about the psychology of everyday life and, of course, your 20s this September, listen to The Psychology of Your 20s on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's important that we just reassure people that they're not alone and there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
One Tribe saved my life twice.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to the Good Stuff podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, the internet, and welcome to season 404, episode 4 of Daily Zeitgeist. Yeah! It's a production of iHeartRadio. It's a podcast where we take a deep dive into American shared consciousness. It's Thursday, September 5th, 2025. I feel like we need to speed run this bitch.
Friday, September.
It's Friday, September 5th, 2025.
Unless you want to work again tomorrow. That's up to you.
Nah,
that's between you and your God.
Nah, we're
the
good.
Almighty dollar. It's also National Chianti Day. So pair that with some fava beans. It's National Food Bank Day, National Lazy Moms Day. What the fuck does that? Okay. National Be Late for Something Day, National Cheese Pizza Day.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I hope Lazy Mom's Day was invented by a lazy mom and not like a dad.
In 1957 by Rick Stebling. I'm just going to look into that.
The inventor of the homemade lie detector.
I guess it's National Lazy Moms Day again, huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Rick? See you later.
I feel like we need to speed run this episode because We left our guest waiting for a long time and then also ended up talking for like 20 minutes with our guest before we started recording.
And it was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Y'all
a lot
of
conversation about snot-based foods that maybe we can get into. My name is Jack O'Brien, a.k.a. Potatoes O'Brien, and I'm thrilled to be joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Miles Gray.
It's Miles Gray, a.k.a. Used to smoke bud when puff puff pass. Long time later, joined our podcast. Talking the Zeitgeist with Mr. O'Brien. Second rate show, we're doing fine. Okay, shout out Hannah Ramaview. Shout out Hannah Soltis for that Heart of Glass.
Hannah
AKA.
Soltis
Been
back.
a minute, Hannah. Where you been, gal? Missed you.
Great to hear from her. I love how just ambitiously high you went from the start.
When you sing
And then-
Heart of
that
Glass,
was
you
beautiful.
can't be like, you used to smoke bud with puff puff pass. Like, nah, bro.
That was very castrato of you. I was
Yeah, yeah.
inspired.
Oh, thank you. I just saw the film Farinelli and was inspired by that.
Oh,
Have you
I
seen that
haven't
movie?
seen it.
My mom took me to this Italian art film when I was 7 years old, and it's about a castrati. And I kept asking Mom, "What's happening? What are they doing to him? Why is he in that white bathtub?" It was very, very freaky film.
Wait,
Anyway.
And you said you just saw this?
Yeah, I wanted to.
Did you just turn 8?
No, and I was bringing it back. Sorry, I just rewatched it because I was
Oh.
like, did I see this? And I'm like, oh, my parents. Look, babysitting was at a premium, so they're like, you're coming with me to see this film. That's
Okay,
not for
got
children. Yeah.
So it was one of those that felt like it was maybe a fever dream?
Yeah, probably. Because I'm like, there's no way my mom. And then I remember my friend also went, like a really close family friend of mine, and we were both like, we saw that movie Farinelli, right? Together.
Farinelli.
Yeah. I think it was a famous castrati.
Okay, yeah. This
Or
is a true
castrato.
story? Wait, was it a true
Yeah. It's a film about a famous castrato
no.
from the 18th century. Yeah.
That's some spooky stuff. I had
Yeah.
this movie that I swore I made up, and it's actually a super popular movie, but The Batman Returns, the one with the penguin.
You
I
swear
feel
you
like-
made it up?
No, I swear I made it up because I just had this intrusive thought all the time of some dripping wet man biting someone's nose off. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I know. That
couldn't have been real.
gnarly.
Oh, like you just had that part in your head.
Yeah. And I was
Sick.
like, certainly that's just a nightmare that I conjured up when I was a toddler. But no, it was because we had the VHS and I would watch it all the time.
Mhm.
And I only discovered that it was a real moment from cinema
Mhm.
until recently when I went through all of our old VHSs and I watched that.
And you're like, yeah,
It was
just had a
real.
flashback. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was really holding that against myself for conjuring such a horrible image.
The
But-
black stuff coming, like there's
Mhm.
but black stuff that comes out of
Yeah.
his mouth. It's a lot. It's a
Oswald
lot.
Cobblepot.
Thanks a lot, Tim Burton.
Not our cutest character.
Miles, we're thrilled to be joined in our third seat by a very talented actor and musician you've seen in shows like Queer as Folk and the other two.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come
One of
on
our
now.
favorites, one of our all-time favorites.
Mhm.
They also appear in movies. A
No.
little slang term I like to use for pictures that move, moving pictures.
Okay.
You guys have to check these things out. They co-host the wonderful podcast, One of Us, with standout guest Chris Renfro on this very podcast. Please welcome the multi-talented Finn Argus!
Good morning.
Ooh,
Good
lovely
morning.
run.
Good morning. Finn, gotta say, bit starstruck because I loved you and the other two. I couldn't stop laughing at your character, which I thought was so fucking genius. Just the whole construction of that character fucking took me out. So
Thank
great.
you.
I'd love to be able to thank somebody for the laughs face to face. So appreciate
I'm honored. I'm honored. My friend Gilly also wrote that character, like pitched the character in the show.
Mm.
So she's to blame for that. For that
Thank you to
chaos. But
Gilly.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. I lived in New York for like 4 months, and the character, as you might remember, is like kind of in the background a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I didn't have a lot to do except for be creepy in the background of shots.
Right.
But did it
And-
so well and believably.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But it was the best 4 months of my life. I just got to live in New York, and 2 days a week I would stand in the background while these incredibly talented and funny actors did scenes in front of me.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
it was
man.
the princess track. I had the best time.
I just loved there was always something getting in the way every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Carrie just wanted to get it in, but
yeah. Preparing for a role. Look, you take your craft seriously, you know?
I really do.
Mhm.
No, that was a really fun character because I also had this, like prior to doing that, I hadn't really done any comedy. I had just done heavy dramas and it felt good to make fun of myself a little bit.
Yeah. That's dope.
Are you from Los Angeles? Are you from the City of Stars, as nobody calls it?
No, I
where
grew up
are you
in
from?
Illinois. I grew up
Illinois.
in a small town called Des Plaines, and I moved to LA when I was 15. I actually started acting when I was 12.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Did you move to the Oakwood when you first moved out here?
No, close though.
Okay.
I moved to what was referred to as the Archstone at the time. But now it's been bought by Ava, of course, like every apartment complex in LA.
Yes.
But it was kind of like the Oakwood light. Like it was close enough and it had the same energy. Like the only difference is
it's on Bluffside.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where I lived.
That's where I grew
here.
up. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like one of 3 places where people who move out here to act when they're young end up. It's one of those apartments.
Yeah. It was the Archstone for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. It was a dream come true. I moved out here and I was doing like little Disney stuff. And the intention was to be out here for a couple months in the summer and then go back to Illinois because it was a month-to-month apartment.
Sure.
And then I just started booking things.
Too damn successful for that plan.
Successful
Love
for
to
my
see it.
own
Love to
good.
hear it.
Sorry,
Des Plaines,
Illinois.
Mhm.
Sorry, Des Plaines.
Yeah.
I feel like I know that. It's a small town.
It's a small
I think I've
town.
been mispronouncing it Des Plaines or something.
But how French of you.
Des
Yeah.
Plaines. I know. Very French.
Yeah, we
like
call
Des
it Des
Moines.
Plaines. It's known for a couple of things. The first ever franchise McDonald's was built there, but then they tore it down.
There it is.
Is it mentioned in the Swift John Stevens concept album, Illinois?
I don't think the town is mentioned by name, but there is a reference. I mean, there's a whole song, John Wayne Gacy Jr., and unfortunately, he, kidnapped people who went to my high school.
Oh my God.
He was also arrested in Des Plaines. That's where the final arrest was made.
That's so two very clown-based things happening in your hometown.
Yeah.
And then you become
the third.
A proud tradition. Having you on a comedy podcast was part of a proud clown-based tradition.
Yeah. And I hate clowns, but I did find myself actually inspired by Chris Renfro to do clowny drag. So
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, living up to my legacy.
And did I read that you have some Kids Bop background? Is that
Yeah, that was my first
one
professional
of the
job.
Singers?
Yeah, when I was 12.
I guess that's the only way. No, I was the road manager for Kids Bop.
Yeah,
was
so
the
they hired me at
guitar
12 to be the tour manager, and it was crazy, between algebra class and gym. But no, I made it work. My parents were very supportive. I did an open casting when I was 12. I just sent in a video of me singing and dancing and playing my instruments and wearing I actually did costume changes. I changed my fedora like twice. In the Yeah, I was really
This
into
kid's
fedoras.
fedora game's on point.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I thought I was like mini Jason Mraz.
Okay.
And in a lot of ways I was.
Yeah.
Except for just not nearly as good of a singer. But I was 12.
Yeah.
I was 12. I watched that video recently.
Yeah.
You did?
And it is crazy.
During your VHS rewatch?
Yeah. No, I can't remember why it came up. My friend did a sketch at there's this sketch show at UCB called Ask Sketch, and it's just like a monthly hour-long sketch show. And they did a sketch called Adults Bop, where it's just former Kids Bop kids who have grown up and are still trying to capitalize on that success, which is the story of my life.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
So
Trying to reach those heady highs of the early. Yeah.
yeah. There's nothing like singing the Kids Bop version of Thrift Shop to like really make you feel like you're living your purpose.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Yeah.
What song, is there one that stands out to you as like your peak Kids Bop moment?
I think it actually was Thrift Shop, and I'm not even joking.
Thrift
Like
Shop,
it was so
yeah.
funny and silly
Bars. Yeah.
that every time we performed it, because we toured We did like full tours around the country and sometimes up in Canada. So that one was always the most fun.
Strange.
Can you just give me the lyrics for the chorus into the first verse? Because I only I know that it's $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. And then doesn't he say like, "What up? I got a big cock."
Yes.
There's
so
like,
the opening line is, "Walk up in the club like, what up? I got a big cock." And Kids Bop changed it to, "Walk up in the club like, what up? I got a hit song."
That's right.
I'm so pumped. I got some clothes from the thrift shop.
There you go. This is so awesome.
Yeah, this is really awesome.
Oh, really?
This is really awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
This is super duper awesome.
You really can just replace fuck with really, and it'll usually work. Yeah.
I want to reel you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids Bop does choose some crazy songs to cover, though. Like songs that shouldn't have made the cut. Like Thrift Shop, for example, but sometimes it's even more like innuendo than that. And they just like throw a random word in there and call it a day.
Yeah,
I know the guy who does it. It's like
right,
a 40-year-old gay man, and he's just having a blast.
Good for him. That must be a great gig to just be like, I Kids Bopify regular like hit songs.
Yeah, and that is his job. Like he's not like overseeing multiple things. It's like that's the thing that he does.
Yeah,
I don't know if he still works.
I would assume it's like an entire factory of people doing that. So the fact that it's one person is pretty impressive.
It's AI now.
Yeah. Well, maybe there is. There's got to be a writer's room, actually, now that I think about it. But I only knew one.
Sure.
All right. Well, Finn, we're thrilled to have you here. We're going to get to know you a little bit better in a moment. First, a couple of stories we're talking about. We're going to talk about Trump trying to drown out the Epstein survivors press conference with jet flyovers, specifically one of the survivors that was speaking and has an interesting history with him. Also, just any title, any headline that starts Trump tried to drown. I am assuming the worst.
Yeah. Sorry, I wrote Trump to drown out. Yeah.
But I was assuming there were babies or kittens involved.
Maybe.
We'll talk about smartphones making your hemorrhoids worse. All of that, plenty more. But even worse? Is that even possible? All of that, plenty more. But first, Finn, we do like to ask our guest, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
Oh, goodness. Well, I'll see what tabs I have open. You know what I will say, though, is I don't have a history. Like, I'm just on incognito, so there's nothing saved.
Wow.
Right.
Not that that's like actually private or something, but I just...
Ghost protocols you've activated. Okay.
The tabs that I have open right now are Edwin Jonker Height. He is playing Hades in Hadestown right now. I think in like Australia or something.
Australia.
Yeah. Oh, also, weirdly, I have Taskmaster Australia open.
Are you going to Australia, or are you doing tasks for someone who's in Australia?
Taskmaster is a show.
This is just some... Yeah, it's like a show, a comedy show where comedians do menial tasks and then they're judged based on their performance.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, best times to visit Japan. I looked up recently.
Oh, yeah. Fall and spring.
Apparently. Yeah, that's what AI Overview has to say about it, at least.
Fucking AI is taking my job as a Japanese person. I fucking hate it.
Have you been?
Oh, yeah, many times. Many, all the time. Okay, every season. Yeah,
I'm really excited to go. My friend lives in Tokyo, and I have been meaning to visit for years now, so I'm very excited.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a good time. Although, you know, the fascism is creeping back up over there too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Japan first nonsense bubbling up again. But anyway, no one's safe on this planet. You know, no one's safe.
Yeah, I haven't felt safe in years.
Good.
Good. That's good.
Good. That's really
the way
good.
To be. That's good. That's good. There will be no shock for those of us who have not felt safe here ever.
Edwin Jonker, how's the height? Celebrity or person who I'm watching on something's height is always a fave search of mine. What'd you find out?
He was 6'2", and I was actually surprised because they usually cast like people who are at least 6'5" to play Hades.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know why, but that's just a recurring theme. So he is as far as I know, the shortest Hades to
The
date.
shortest Hades to date.
Damn. Okay.
But he looks great doing it. And that is ultimately what sparks
all
my
we care
interest.
about.
Yeah.
I saw a
Just taking
TikTok
out.
and he was singing and he looked fabulous.
Amazing.
And I was just curious if he was 6'7".
Right.
Nope. 6'2".
Was he giving 6'7"?
Yeah.
Like, were you like, this person?
Or was
must
he
be
not?
a-
And that's why you said, let me just look up the height really quick. This is not,
You know what,
giving me
though?
6'5". It's not giving me 2 meters.
I was guessing like 6'4" in my heart
Okay.
of hearts.
Okay.
So I was still off by a bit, but he did seem a little shorter than I was used to.
Below
So I
the
thought it was
6'5".
like,
Yeah, yeah.
thought maybe it was the angle. I couldn't see anyone standing next to him.
Mhm.
I think that he's trying to keep his height under wraps to
fine.
keep the
That's
job of
fine.
Hades.
No one during the rehearsals. Don't tell him I'm 6'2", okay? I'm standing next.
No one's
okay,
allowed
sure,
to
Edwin.
stand near him. It's
Yeah.
actually a really weird production where everyone's just sort of in the side of the stage, even when he's not in the scene.
Yeah, just doing dialogue from the wings.
Exactly.
Because there are actors who I feel like present taller than they actually are. I do wonder if they cast their friends and the people they go out in public with to kind of keep that illusion alive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
I
how
mean,
much of your friend group are you basing around that?
I
Couldn't have
could see
Miles
that.
over there towering over you. A 6'2" that presents, I'd say, taller than 6'2".
I present as 6'2". I wear a shirt that says I'm 6'2", so I don't
know.
I like to
But you
end the
have to do that
People
because
always
everyone else
ask,
thinks you're... Yeah.
how tall are you? 6'2".
Just have a card.
It comes up a lot.
Yeah.
See, I'm 6'1", and I really resent it because I would love to be the size of a quarter, like physically and actually.
The size of a quarter.
Like the
Yeah.
coin?
The coin.
Yeah.
Just
Like
to
just fit
to
in
get around?
someone's pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
want to be kind of like Thumbelina, a borrower.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's my greatest dream.
We got to have dreams.
I know, yeah. And it's important to have unachievable dreams, and I have plenty.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you're going to get there. I think you're going to get there.
Based on what I've heard, the
Oh,
trajectory
thank you.
you've been on, coming from Des Plaines all the way out to Hollywood,
Yeah.
next thing you know,
Anything you put your mind to.
they
Next
turned
thing you
into
know,
a fucking quarter with great
I'm
hair.
going to be Thumbelina. Yeah, no, it's in my future.
Truly
I feel
amazing hair. Usually we don't bring up our guests' hair because then it would put pressure on every time we have a guest on to comment on their hair. But I think we can, in this one instance, say Finn has incredible...
That mane should be posted on Maine.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm honored. Thank you so much. I'm actually about to cut it all off.
Tease it out.
Yeah, you know what?
You know me.
You know this whole thing.
Oh, this whole thing.
What, this?
It's been growing out for a bit. 6'2" now.
Oh, wow. When you do a top knot, now I'm 6'3".
Yeah, I'm tired of it though. It's so hot, and I was brave and I turned off my AC for sound, and I'm dying in here with this.
Oh,
with
okay.
this mane.
All right, quickly, we'll move on to the next thing. What's something you think is underrated?
Something I think is underrated is I just finished watching this show called Dragon Age Absolution, and it's based on a video game. And it is so good and so gay. And I don't know anyone who's watched it. And I was actually really surprised that it was gay. I don't know. I watched a lot of animation, and to get main characters that are gay and don't like die immediately after they kiss is so rare. Especially in fantasy. Like, it's this phenomenon. Right. If there are gay men in any like genre, they will be like star-crossed lovers and probably won't even get to kiss, but you'll just know that they are lovers and it's implied, and then one of them will die. And that happens every single time. It's crazy. So this one was great. There's actually like half of the main cast is gay, and they're out here sucking and fucking and, fighting dragons.
Oh,
and I loved it. And I don't know of anyone who's watched it. And there was only one season and 6 episodes, and I'm pretty sure it's canceled. But in the way that Netflix doesn't cancel stuff, they just never renew it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think people should watch that. It's
and Mort's
really
wife does a voice on there too. Mort Burke's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Ashley Birch. Yeah. Quidian.
Oh, yeah. Such a fun character.
Dragons are really, I have a 9 and a 7-year-old, and like the most popular book series right now with kids that age is Wings of Fire, which is just a book series where everyone's dragons. Like,
like the characters themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, just
like,
dragging it up.
Yeah, just dragging it all.
Yeah.
And everybody seems obsessed with that. Like, I am searching on a fairly regular basis, Wings of Fire adaptation. Like, there was a project that was in development that like went away, but so when, Daddy, is there like, are we going to get a Wings of Fire? Do you think it'll be like when I'm in high school? And so
hey,
I think
that's what I kept asking my parents about, an X-Men movie as a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't happen until I was a teenager.
hope.
I'm like, when are they going to make the movie out of this? What's the movie? And they're like, you got to wait. For Hollywood.
I have a potential recommendation for your kids. And Dragon Age is, great. And then also, there is another show called The Dragon Prince. And I'm sorry, like, my hyperfixation is animation. I watch it all the time, so I could go on and on and on. But The Dragon Prince is amazing, and it's a lot of TV. I think it's like 7 seasons, maybe even more. But it's pretty dragon heavy, and they talk and they have personalities. Not all of the main
I like the animation
dragons,
style here too.
Yeah, it's really great. It's actually one of the producers, I think, of Avatar: The Last Airbender made this show.
Okay, I see the parallel.
Might have been one of the creators too, but the voice of Sokka is the main character in this show.
Oh, wow.
And it's great. It's also, I think, like, not enough people watched it, but that's how I feel about, like, all of my underrated things are just animated shows that no one's heard of. Like Infinity Train, oh my God, is the best show ever. I just found out a mutual friend of mine wrote on it. I had no idea. And it's so good, but you can't find it anywhere because it was lost in the merger of like Warner Brothers.
Oh, one of those?
Yeah.
Right. Fucking, there's so many fucking shows like that. It's unbelievable.
And it's so many animations too. Like, a couple of my favorite shows are just nowhere to be found now.
Right.
Infinity Train, Summer Camp Island. And I would literally, I'm saying, don't torrent. No one torrent ever, except for maybe if you do want to watch these shows, then you should. Except for you really shouldn't, because of like, that's really bad to do. But
or find maybe some people from the crew and Venmo them some money out of guilt. You know,
you should. Yeah, actually, that's a sweet thought.
Sorry, I just BitTorrented the whole series. Here's like $13. Can you split that amongst everyone?
Sorry, would you steal from the oil industry?
Yes.
Then why would you steal from the film industry?
No, but I said yes already to the first thing.
I gotta stop using the oil industry. That's the worst example.
Would you steal from the cops?
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, talk overrated, and get into some news.
In early 1988, federal agents raced to track down the gang they suspect of importing millions of dollars worth of heroin into New York from Asia.
We had 30 agents ready to go with shotguns and rifles and you name it.
But what they find is not what they expected.
Basically, your stay-at-home moms were picking up these large amounts of heroin.
They go, "Is this your daughter?" I said, "Yes." They go, "Oh, you may not see her for like 25 years.
Caught between a federal investigation and the violent gang who recruited them, the women must decide who they're willing to protect and who they dare to betray.
Once I saw the gun, I tried to take his hand and I saw the flash of light.
Listen to the Chinatown Sting on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's your favorite Jersey girl, Gia Giudice. Welcome to Casual Chaos, where I share my story. This week, I'm sitting down with Vanderpump Rules star Sheena Shea.
I don't really talk to either of them, if I'm being honest. There will be an occasional text, one way or the other, from me to Ariana. Maybe a happy birthday from Ariana to me. I think the last time I talked to Tom, it was like, congrats on America's Got Talent.
This is a combo you don't want to miss. Listen to Casual Chaos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different.
Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game.
What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Listen to NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL. Visit toyota.com/NFL now to learn more.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie Beatriz.
And Melissa Fumero, and this is More Better. We are jumping right in and ready to hear from you.
Your thoughts, your questions, your feelings about socks with sandals.
And we're ready to share some possibly questionable advice and hot takes.
God, that sucks so hard though. I'm so sorry.
Can you out-petty them? Can you match their pettiness for funsies? Yeah.
We had so much fun last season, laughing, crying,
talking to some new and old friends.
Remember when we were in that scene where you guys were just supposed to hug and I was standing?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, can I also hug them? I'm like, this has no friends.
And this time around, we are...
Say it, Melissa.
Should I?
Say it.
Getting a little more better.
Finally. It's all the dressing room talk you loved in season 1.
All the things.
Because aren't we all trying to get a little more better? Listen to More Better on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back. And Finn, we do like to ask our guests on this show, in addition to what's something you think is underrated, what's something you think is overrated?
Yeah. I was thinking about this a lot over the last couple of days, and I was trying to come up with something more interesting, but the answer I kept on coming back to is just chocolate.
Wow.
Chocolate in general.
Yeah, chocolate and being right were the two things that kept on popping up for me.
Now, do you think you're right about this take about chocolate being overrated?
I honestly don't care either way.
Okay, good. You're liberated.
I'm liberated. I like being wrong. I like admitting when I'm wrong, and I like failing at stuff.
Oh my God. I got to go to that therapist you're talking about. It's the big blue building on Fountain, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go there.
Big blue building on Fountain. Yeah, my therapist is really cool. He's been in a lot of Mission Impossible movies.
That's sick. Okay, so
very encouraging.
Good career.
A lot of energy. Like almost an overpowering amount of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has the energy of someone who's 6'2", but is ultimately
5'7", I think.
5'7".
Yeah.
Wait, so what is it with
people you see in person, you don't know it. You like most actors that I see in person, I'm like, wow, much smaller than I was expecting. Tom Cruise, walked past him. I think he might have been hovering a few inches off the ground, so that might have had.
I mean, Nicole Kidman,
it.
she hovers.
Oh
she
yeah,
yeah.
You will never see her toes touch the ground.
She has fucking aura.
She moves through.
Wild.
She moves through the earth like in a Spike Lee floating shot.
Yeah,
Spike Lee
or like
shot.
This is funny because you asked about Mars Attacks. There's a character in Mars Attacks who's like this big alien woman, and she like when she moves, you don't see her take steps. Like she's wearing a long dress and she just glides. That was what Nicole Kidman was doing when I saw her.
That's
anyway,
terrifying.
But chocolate, really?
Yeah,
well, go on.
Chocolate. I don't know. I mean, it's good, and I'm not saying it isn't. But I think people are just obsessed with it, and it freaks me out sometimes. It's just like, yeah, it's good, but could you shut the fuck up for a second?
Wait, give me an example of someone who is obsessed with chocolate that is feeding this overrated.
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck? Shut the fuck up about chocolate.
It's like, I don't like chocolate that much, but I can acknowledge that it's good. But people are like, are dying for it. Like they want chocolate cake that's double fudge chocolate with chocolate frosting. And I'm like, can we take a breath? Like, can we throw some like vanilla buttercream on here?
No. As they wear 6
and then they punch me hard. And I don't understand. No, there's like chocolate stores. Like I walk into a chocolate store and I'm like, okay, yeah, but it's all chocolate. What is all this?
There's a chocolate dispensary in Echo Park that's like called this, and so many people walk in thinking that it's a weed, like they sell weed, like weed chocolate, and the owner's like,
that's how they get your ass.
It's chocolate. It's for people, purveyors of fine chocolate. And you're like,
kind of fucks up. You want the people who are already high to then go into the chocolate store. Now it's just people trying to get high, but maybe like they'll remember by some miracle that they went into the chocolate store after they find the real dispensary.
Yeah.
I'm making a joke about munchies, you guys.
You've been there, right? Yeah.
Yes, a munchies joke.
The munchies.
Yes, very good. I have been there though, and I was just like, these are all just chocolate.
Chocolate, right?
And the one thing I was like excited to try. They had a shot of chocolate, of like melted chocolate.
Sure.
And you know what? It was just chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, Like it was
chocolate
just
in
good.
different forms.
And I think that I personally, y'all got it right the first time. Like a chocolate bar is great. Put it on a s'more. That's fine.
Right.
But it's gone too far. And I have
right.
to put my foot down. I do think chocolate is overrated.
This ends today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one time I had something that was chocolate that was new to me, I was like, oh, okay, that's something different, was when I went to Spain, like, and they drink like their hot chocolate that you would like a churro out there. I was like, okay, now this is a fucking vibe.
Kind of half hot chocolate, half like melted chocolate. It feels like it's like so rich.
It's thick. Yeah. You're basically doing dippies with
now
your
look
churro.
at us. We're going off on like a couple chocolate.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is my nightmare.
You bring up on
Finn.
someone's podcast that chocolate's overrated, and they're like, actually, that makes me think about how fucking good chocolate is.
Have you ever had it, Finn? It'll change your life. It's the way it's unexpected. You think it's going to be a solid, but it's drinkable.
And you can dip your churro into it.
In a churro.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, people are obsessed with chocolate, and that's fine. It's just, I personally think it's overrated.
Yeah.
It doesn't do much for me.
It does remind me of like people who are like, I don't eat, like I wouldn't waste my calories on a sweet thing like that unless it has weed in it. You know, like
Who says that? That's such a specific
Think
person.
of a very
it's a
specific
calorie
person.
counting stoner.
Being like,
Nah.
well, that's wasted if it doesn't have weed in it.
Interesting take.
You know, people who like weed and everything. I don't know. Maybe I just know like a couple people like that.
I don't know if I've
And
encountered
he's not,
that yet.
listeners, he's not taking shots at me because that's not.
I'm
me.
not. You're not
That's
a
not
weed
me.
food consumer.
No,
that
I
I'm
don't
aware
need to eat weed all the time. That's like
Yeah.
I don't even like edibles because they just make me sleepy. I don't get like the wee that I see other people off edibles. No.
Yeah. What's y'all's relationship to weed? Are y'all out here?
Weed and I have been in love since junior high.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we're
sweet.
sweethearts. Yeah, we're sweethearts.
Middle school
Debaucherous
sweethearts.
sweethearts. Yeah.
And I'm sober, so I don't partake. Also, when I wasn't sober and I smoked weed, I would have a nervous breakdown every time.
Oh,
and
great.
I kept doing
But you powered through it, Jack. You powered through those nervous breakdowns every time.
because I wanted to be cool.
I will be a pothead if it's the last thing I do.
I just want to be chill like everybody else.
You just age so fast because of the stress your body's
Every time
under.
I smoke weed, I age like a president. Oh my God, you look so old.
Yo, he looked like Abe Lincoln at 8th grade.
I feel that I stopped smoking about a year ago, but I'm sober, and yeah, I do miss it sometimes, but I've never had that inkling to like I don't like edibles. They always freaked me out. They made me feel crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're on the right track. You're on your way to becoming a quarter, Finn. And that's
Thank
what I want us
you.
to focus on that. You stay off the weed. You got beautiful hair. You're
a
going to
lot
be
of LSD, and I
I'm
feel
saying,
like you
Finn,
could become.
next time we have Finn on, they might be a quarter.
It's impossible.
The trajectory they're on.
Entirely possible.
My therapist did give me actionable items, and so every day I'm one step closer.
Let's do that quarter affirmation every morning. Yeah.
You are a quarter.
You are a quarter.
Or
Or even though I'm not a quarter, I wholly and completely accept myself. Even though I'm not a quarter yet, I wholly and completely accept myself. Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's a quitter's mentality. You just have to.
No, you got to do
forcing
it. You got to accept yourself. That's part of the EFT, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
like my other, what was the underrated thing or overrated?
Chocolate?
Oh, like failing. Oh, yeah, admitting
being
you're
right.
being
Being
right.
right.
Being right.
Yeah.
Being right is
Yeah, yeah.
overrated. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We
And that's
agree
true.
on
I love to admit that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I love to learn that I'm wrong. And then, yeah.
that. I love to learn from the listeners I'm wrong, and then I ignore it
Exactly.
because my ego cannot handle it.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think I kind of like the process. I do feel like dumb. So it is helpful to kind of embrace that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The only people I trust are people who can admit that they're dumb a lot of the time.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Well, one thing you can do if somebody is saying something that suggests that you're wrong is you can drown them out with a jet engine. Is something that I've seen attempted fairly recently, such as on Wednesday afternoon. when a group of women that had suffered abuse from Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell held a press conference with Representatives Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna to speak out, talk about that. Some for the very first time. And it was powerful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every person that spoke, they were all urging members of the House to back the discharge petition that Thomas Massie is trying to get through, basically saying, like, if they get enough signatures, they can force a vote and put everyone in the House, like, to a vote to be like, are you going to release the Epstein files, yes or no? I mean, I don't know what that will do long term, but hopefully enough people will support it. And that's what was one of the points of this press conference, was to actually bring these survivors out, to humanize them, to show that this is not a fucking hoax. These are human beings that suffered untold fucking horrors with Epstein, Maxwell, and all of the associates. And, you know, everything that these women said was like really powerful about how like the lack of transparency and justice has like prevented them from like being able to move forward with their lives, and like even be able to, so many things are hazy to them because of the trauma that like they are having trouble piecing together what even happened to them. And like I said, many emphasize that Trump's like hoax defense is just bullshit, because what they experienced was very real and requires justice swiftly. But in short, the press conference was a blow to Trump and the idea that this whole saga is some kind of Joe Biden smear campaign. But like you said, Jack, Trump was probably not doing well with the idea of these people speaking publicly, because he ordered a fucking military jets to do a flyover near the Capitol as a way to interrupt them.
Is that like that? That's definitely... That's just so, it's just like so transparent. I don't know. Again, like I've talked before about, like, I took a week off of the show and came back, and like the first thing that hit me is just like how obviously guilty everything he's doing is. Like being against the release of the files just from the start is like, so just suddenly being like, actually, I don't think we should release them at all, is like so wild. To use your power as the commander in chief of the military to stage military jet flyovers to drown out the words of victims that you are implicated in is just like, I don't know.
It's the behavior of a middle school boy who knows he's losing an argument, where he just starts going, really, like won't let you finish your sentence.
I'm plugging my ears with jet engines while you talk.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you. I have F-18s flying over, strategic flyover during this. Like, it was known days before, though, too, that this was going to happen alongside this press conference. So, like, when it happened, it was just really fucking just menacing and disturbing. So the timing was wild, too. So here, I'm going to play a clip from Shantae Davis, one of the survivors, being asked, you know, whether or not, she was asked, like, someone from the press was like, can someone speak about Epstein and Maxwell, how they said that they knew Donald Trump? And she gets up to the podium to begin to speak. And then we get a bit of a military, hey, how are you?
My first trip to the Palm Beach residence, I drove there from the airport with Ghislaine Maxwell. And Jeffrey and Ghislaine were always very boastful about their friends, their famous or powerful friends, and his biggest brag forever was that he was very good friends with Donald Trump. He had an 8x10 framed picture of him on his desk with the two of them. Like, they were very close.
So you can hear a little bit of that. So it gets even, like, that was just like the tail end of one, because prior to that,
sorry, just real quick, do you have any like 8x10 framed pictures of you and your friends? I mean, I think, like, I don't know. I guess it's a question of, are you a person with like desk pictures, like a lot of pictures on your desk?
No, I'm not a desk picture person, but I have, you know, before the house burned down, we had like a hall of friendship photos where like all the homies were represented in photographs.
On your desk?
Not on my desk, but very prominently in my home, to know like these are the important people in my life.
On your desk feels like that is where people, you know, like have the picture.
That's an altar.
I have I have the Geist child and Her Majesty.
Yeah,
my wife and child. Those are photos that I have.
This is what I have on my picture. That on my desk. That's it. It's me, my wife, and my kids.
Right. And can I also say, like, that's a normal size. 8 by 10 is crazy. 8 by 10, that's printer paper.
Yeah, like a 4 by 6. Yeah, that's true. Just
that's a massive printout. Like, you have to special order that.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, bigger. I want people to really know how good of friends we are. So just before that, Anushka DeGiorgio is another survivor, spoke about how appalled she was to hear that Ghislaine Maxwell was transferred to Club Fed, like a super low security prison, in a move that, like, given the crimes that she was convicted of, violates every procedural norm and regulation that exists, like within the
unprecedented.
Within the, the carceral system of the United States. This is her speaking, and very, again, strategically, I don't know, just the jets are flying over constantly, but it's interesting when she's speaking specifically, and I'll get to that in a moment after this.
I was horrified when I found out not only had Ghislaine Maxwell been transferred to what's called a low security, it's really is like a holiday camp, and then afterwards I got a notification from the Department of Justice telling me that this was going to happen when it had already happened. This woman abused children.
That's loud enough that literally everybody inside, there's like 30 people inside the frame of this news press conference, and everybody is like looking up. Obviously this is coming through a microphone that is like supposed to be drowning out background noise, and still it's like deafening. And to be there in person, it seems like it was just overwhelming, like chest rattling.
Yeah. I mean, it's just menacing to hear those planes just fly over. But again, the flyovers are brief. It didn't deter these women. And Anushka DeGiorgio happens to have a very specific relationship to Trump because she was introduced to him by Ghislaine Maxwell in 1997. And at the time, the press in the UK was talking about this relationship between this woman and Donald Trump. It was like Trump's Brit of all right. Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best-known billionaire Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl.
Yeah, she's a witch. Let's find a way to imply that she's a witch.
What the fuck are they talking about? So then the way it was written about in the 90s, it's just now knowing what we know, it sounds so ominous. So, quote, Trump met London model Anushka DeGiorgio at a party in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on her, but she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer. The article goes on to say, quote, Trump flew Madame Maxwell, which you're like, what?
Wow. So they knew.
Sure. And the model south to the Sunshine State, where all three enjoyed a happy weekend together. When they returned to New York, Anushka was installed in one of Donald's many apartments there.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Installed is crazy wording too.
That's not you don't install a person. You install furniture. You install software.
You can install an armed guard. I feel like I've heard it in that context before. Like they've installed armed guards at the, you don't install.
I guess maybe could be a human being, but serves a very specific singular function.
Yes, exactly.
Which is just anyway. And then, she testified against Ghislaine Maxwell. She was basically being abused by Jeffrey Epstein. And after that, Epstein just handed her over, essentially. And this is someone who has a story to tell for fucking sure. Just reading that thing about how the three of them were kicking it in Florida, and then later she was installed in one of his apartments. Yeah. And that's what rather than the DOJ asking the convicted predator Ghislaine Maxwell,
asking Maxwell what her version of events is. Yeah. We have victims who have said they're victims who in them
who's above board, not the person who's the perpetrator of the crime. Anyway, it was a very, very fucked up moment. But again, I mean, all of this has brought even more emphasis and more pressure now on Republicans to sort this out, and they're trying everything they can. They're just doing the oversight committee released a statement that sort of it wasn't really like a lawful resolution, but it's like the DOJ will release the documents because we asked them to at a time that they want. It's like it sounded like Kawhi Leonard's contract. Yeah, tree planter. It's like if they feel like it, they can opt out at any time. So there's nothing really binding about this, but at least we get to say we did something.
Yeah, it's he couldn't look any more guilty, and then like you hear that story and it's like, well, so there's a trafficking victim that was introduced in quotes to him by the trafficker in question. Like, what else do you possibly need? Like, I don't understand how this is not blaring from the front pages of every fucking newspaper.
Well,
yeah, no, it's wild how fast the conversation around this has died down to me. Like, it should be everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely died down in like the last 4 weeks or so when Mike Johnson hit the panic button and was like, get everybody out of DC because we don't want to be asked anymore to pass something or vote on something related to the Epstein
evacuated
files.
the building like a bomb threat. Yeah.
And now that they're back, though, I'd say the pressure campaign is right back where I guess it is, but we'll see what
it doesn't seem like it's getting as much pickup. I'll say that. Like, I think you're right, Finn. It feels like it's died down in terms of the mainstream media's pickup of it, and they're
because who knows what threats are being thrown around by this administration already. I mean, we've already seen newsroom after newsroom capitulate to the administration, and even what you hear from Congress people saying that Trump is personally calling people to be like, don't even fucking think about voting for this shit. Yeah, you can only imagine what kind of other intermediaries they use to even chill the press even more.
Right.
The press, already pretty chill. So that's
very chill. Yeah. Chilled.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about bad things our phones are doing to us. We'll be right back.
In early 1988, federal agents raced to track down the gang they suspect of importing millions of dollars worth of heroin into New York from Asia.
We had 30 agents ready to go with shotguns and rifles and you name it.
But what they find is not what they expected.
Basically, your stay-at-home moms were picking up these large amounts of heroin.
They go, "Is this your daughter?" I said, "Yes." They go, "Oh, you may not see her for like 25 years.
Caught between a federal investigation and the violent gang who recruited them, the women must decide who they're willing to protect and who they dare to betray.
Once I saw the gun, I tried to take his hand and I saw the flash of light.
Listen to the Chinatown Sting on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's your favorite Jersey girl, Gia Giudice. Welcome to Casual Chaos, where I share my story. This week, I'm sitting down with Vanderpump Rules star Sheena Shea.
I don't really talk to either of them, if I'm being honest. There will be an occasional text, one way or the other, from me to Ariana. Maybe a happy birthday from Ariana to me. I think the last time I talked to Tom, it was like, congrats on America's Got Talent.
This is a combo you don't want to miss. Listen to Casual Chaos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Matt Jones.
I'm Drew Franklin.
And this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different.
Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game.
What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Listen to NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL. Visit toyota.com/NFL now to learn more.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie Beatriz.
And Melissa Fumero, and this is More Better. We are jumping right in and ready to hear from you.
Your thoughts, your questions, your feelings about socks with sandals.
And we're ready to share some possibly questionable advice and hot takes.
God, that sucks so hard though. I'm so sorry.
Can you out-petty them? Can you match their pettiness for funsies? Yeah.
We had so much fun last season, laughing, crying,
talking to some new and old friends.
Remember when we were in that scene where you guys were just supposed to hug and I was standing?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, can I also hug them? I'm like, this has no friends.
And this time around, we are,
Say it, Melissa.
should I? Getting a little more better.
Finally. It's all the dressing room talk you loved in season 1.
All the things.
Because aren't we all trying to get a little more better? Listen to More Better on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back. And just 2 slightly related stories about things. Bad things smartphone doing to our brain and bad things smartphone doing to our assholes.
Okay.
So apparently it significantly raises the risk of getting hemorrhoids, according to a study that was described in a CNN article that presumably a lot of people read while sitting on the toilet.
Oh, so not just using a smartphone will give you hemorrhoids. It's sitting on the toilet with it.
Yeah, using it while sitting on the toilet.
Is it sitting on the toilet specifically, or is it just like sitting anywhere?
I think they're saying specifically sitting on the toilet. Reportedly, quote, regular smartphone use on the toilet was associated with a 46% greater risk of having hemorrhoids because apps are designed to distract us and people are losing track of time. And sitting on the toilet for a long time is especially bad because the open toilet seat compresses the rectal area.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing underneath there just to support your rectum. So it's just a light push.
Your rectal floor is getting too
wrecked.
loose. Yeah. And this is related to this other story I saw recently about the growth of executive function coaches to fix basically, they're like, well, all of a sudden we're seeing people who have worse ability to follow through on tasks. And like basically executive function is this new term for our brain's ability. It's like they consider it like our brain's air traffic controller that can like kind of juggle tasks and allows you to do a job where there's like multiple important tasks and you have to like choose which one to do.
Yeah, and like impulse control and just keeping track of shit. Right.
Yeah, keeping track of things like navigating friendships on top of your job on time. People are like feeling very overwhelmed. And in the past, so this was usually used to describe like a deficiency in people with ADHD and people like on the spectrum. And they found that these executive function coaches could help people. Like when you would give them an a coach that focused on executive function, it would like help them improve. But now like everyone is having these same problems. And it seems pretty obvious to me that it's because everyone is working all the time and on call in the middle of the night. Like it's like that used to be the thing that you would see it in movies where like it was a cop would get a call in the middle of the night.
Or like a CIA officer.
Yeah. Or the president.
Or just Robin Williams in any of his characters.
Yeah. Robin Williams would have just a red phone. That was like, we got to get Robin Williams on the phone.
He's always so busy.
But now we all have that like red phone on the, on the desk that like, and it can ring at any time. And you're like, oh, there's an emergency. And now it's funny. The article that's writing about this, I think, was in like Business Insider. And so they keep kind of going back and forth. The description is like, we have more distractions today than ever. Like kind of making it partially our fault, know? We're just a digitally distracted bunch of silly billies.
Yeah, you guys just, since everyone wanted to design algorithms that keep people stuck to their phones, gosh.
Can't cut off your IV drip of TikToks to do your job.
They got me good, though. I was kind of like very anti-smartphone before 2020. And then lockdown happened and I was just lonely. So I got an iPhone. And I have not been the same since.
Oh, you were off the iPhone prior to lockdowns?
But it wasn't like I did have an iPhone at like before then, and then I switched to like a dumb phone.
Like a dumb phone? Wow.
And that was great, and I actually loved it, and I haven't been able to justify going back to it though, because like this article was saying, like the scaffolding of workplace environments that help designate start and end times is like gone now.
Yes.
So I feel this pressure And I think everyone does, to feel like available for work stuff
always
24/7, or even for like friendships too. Like, it was really nice having this stupid phone because it was so hard to text, and I would just call people and I would make plans, and then I would meet at that place at a certain time. And there wasn't a lot of changing of plans. Or if someone canceled, then I'd just be alone somewhere for a bit. And that was actually nice too.
That's okay. You get a little bit of alone time. We were just talking about this trend that I was listening to another podcast where they were talking about people like sharing their location so that friends can like track the location of other friends. And it was like they were at first I was like, oh, they're going to talk about how weird that is. And then the two hosts of the show were like, yeah, and we do that. And that's like normal, but you just like can't be a weird stalker about it. And I'm just like, even that like feels like extra being on all the time, like just always having everybody like have access to you anytime you want feels like a rough environment for a human brain to exist in.
We already live in like a metaphorical panopticon. So to make it the real thing, to be like, no, and they know where I am at all. I'm always being watched is a little whatever. I mean, I do that. Her Majesty is always like, can you share your location with me? And I'm like, yeah. But then she's like, you didn't leave the house at all. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I'm on trial here.
Why the fuck am I'm cooking spaghetti for the baby? And I had to do working things. Sorry.
They do talk about how COVID really, like they're like, COVID happened, it taxed adults' executive functioning because like now we no longer have like a at work division. It's like we're always kind of at work. But then after COVID, they say that, quote, modern life is stretching everyone's mental capacity to the brink. The experts I spoke with point to the endless interruptions and cheap dopamine hits of our digital devices as one obvious culprit. Like, in addition to research suggests that the digital world can warp our perception of time, which would logically affect how well we manage our time, which, that makes sense. These are like the apps are designed by people who like in the past used to do psychological experiments on like rats and shit. Like now they're designing apps to make it so that we can't tell how much time has passed. Like the weirdest experience I've ever had, I think it was playing Angry Birds when that was a thing in like the late aughts, and like just being like, oh my God, like 40 minutes just disappeared and I didn't notice it at all. Right. Like it just like, it was like time traveling.
TikTok, I definitely time travel on TikTok. Which, like, I'm not proud of how many times I've gotten the, hey, motherfucker, you've been scrolling an awful lot. Maybe put this shit down. Like even the fucking dope dealer was like, hey, come on, man. Like give it a fucking break.
Did the TikTok app say that?
Yeah, like one of the next videos that would come up was like from the TikTok community thing where someone was like, hey, just remember, when you're scrolling a lot to take a break or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? An hour and 15 minutes has gone by. Where's my child?
You've got a beard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's in addition to, this thing that used to be reserved for like the hardest job in the world of like being president, like the red phone on your desk. Like you also have a casino in your pocket with like apps for work and like media consumption and like all these things. Like those are all designed to addict you and just like get you lost, like lose you in time and space. So
it's funny when they go like modern life. It's like you're talking about late stage capitalism. You fucking assholes. That's thanks for the euphemism. But like people are being ground to dust for nothing. And like in other times when maybe your wages were actually substantial, then at least you could like do something because you had some kind of excess income to like blow your steam off. But now people have to have multiple jobs just to fucking get by, and you're on call all the time. Like maybe talk about that rather than your company being like, and we're giving out yoga mats on Monday, so come by.
Yeah, exactly.
We love it. We love a wellness program.
They do talk about the wellness programs in this article.
It spooks me how these apps too are like TikTok. I didn't use until when it was like going to be banned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I downloaded it because I was like, I want to see what this is like. Everyone loves it, and I won't have the risk of being addicted to it because it's about to be banned.
Right.
But obviously that didn't happen, and I downloaded it, and now I'm addicted to TikTok. But it's wild to me how every third TikTok is an ad. And there's a shop within the app. Like, I mean, Instagram is addictive too, but it's not
little more
actively selling to me. Like the way TikTok is like, put your credit card in this app.
Oh, right now.
Press a button and you can buy a new hairbrush, which I did.
Because like Instagram will be like,
that's why your hair looks so good.
Yeah, Instagram will be like, now go to their website to go buy the thing. Where
there's still a buffer.
Yeah, and even now, like people are live with their TikTok shops, like where you can just go on your own like handheld QVC show where you're watching somebody sell fucking candy or whatever. Luckily
every third video.
Yeah, I've definitely weaned myself off of the TikToks as at least when I was like peak TikToking, like in 2022. That was a bad run. That was a bad run for me.
Yeah, but it's So I don't know. It just feels like a thing that I always like. My most hopeful self is like, we're gonna look back on this the way we did smoking and be like, man, I can't believe we did that to ourselves. But I also like, I don't know. Like I could also see it just being like worse and worse. And like we look back on this and be like, oh, those were the good old days before everything was so seamless that we just like lived in a WALL-E universe where it was just like we were constantly in a slipstream of like consumption.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
think
see it slowing down.
Because I mean, when you think about it, it's replacing so many quote unquote normal human things we used to do, like socialize or like fucking even like read books. Like there was a new thing about how Americans are falling off like with reading so quickly. It's like wild. Like I think there's a study, it was 28% of people who read for pleasure in 2004. It's at 16% in 2023. And it's just like, nah, it just keeps falling off. It keeps falling off. Like people don't even read for pleasure in the U.S. anymore.
16% of people read for pleasure in the
2023 in the United States.
In the United States?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
that's bleak.
Yeah,
Twitter counts, right? I can read.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Twitter
sure,
definitely counts. That was a very
well. I mean, because it's like many.
Sure.
It's because it's not just like the technology. It's also like our education system. Like it's multifaceted. It's purely not that. But like I also see now how people like they just find pleasure from their phones.
Yeah.
And that's such a fucking grim reality.
You were saying something earlier about like how it's replacing normal daily activities, like the availability through smartphone. And I definitely found that like when I stopped, I did try to go back to a dumb phone, but it's almost impossible. Like the way that it works for people and like social life works for people, you really are removing yourself from the way everyone's functioning now. And
right.
It is a pretty isolating thing is what I discovered. And it can work if you're okay with that. But also like everyone else is assuming that you're on the same wavelength as them. Like you're able to be in an iMessage group chat or you're going to hit them back on Instagram if they invite you to something. Like it's really hard to maintain a social life without a smartphone. It's just you have to do it so differently, and the world isn't built for that anymore.
Or it's like
how
I did it like pre-smartphone in high school. Like there was that one friend who always knew what was going on. So that like, hey, what's going on? Because I'm not on Instagram. Can you tell what's happening this weekend? Okay, thank you.
I used to laugh at Janine Garofalo because she was like, I remember in the aughts, she was like the last person I had heard of who was like, yeah, I don't really go online. I don't mess with like digital anything. I was like, okay,
Janine.
Okay, Tom Hanks from Castaway. Sounds good. And now I am that person where I'm just like, I mean, I'm not, but like I envy that, and like that is like that sounds right to me. That's like that is the ideal. I mean, it's not possible, but it's
I think we so much of the digital era has allowed people to lose their tether to like the real simple things that keep us present as human beings.
Yeah.
Where people are experiencing like moments of nature through a phone screen. When I get like when you live in a city or something, it's not as readily available to you, but there are just certain sensations that you get from your body from just being present that are so fulfilling in a way that I feel like we lose track of shit like that. And it's so easy to get swept up in, well, that the nonsense I'm seeing on my phone is my entire reality. When like, if you just look up and around you, that's not what's unfolding in front of your eyes. It's something completely different. And I think reminding ourselves of that is so fucking important.
We talked last week about how there's these AI kitten videos that are just like a series of images of this really chubby, adorable orange cat. Not always, like, they don't always look exactly the same, but
right.
Like it's something that the AI is iterating on, and like you just like see horrible things happen to the cat, like really sad things. And like people are feeling like this outpouring. People, like a lot of the reposting of it, these are going like hugely viral, and a lot of the reposting of it is people being like, not me, like crying at this video of this chubby cat that's clearly AI. And I was like, I had this really like bleak vision of like, outside of, if you're like completely looking at this from the outside, it's like we're cut off from each other and from like interactions with nature. And so we have robots making videos that are just like milking us of our normal human interactions. Like it's like a fucking like mechanical like calf's mouth that is like milking a cow in like a milking factory, and like we're just sitting there being like, I feel the emotion, and like moving forward with that shit. And it's just like that, and they're doing it to extract like our feelings, but also like extract time from us so that we're expressing this natural human emotion, and we're like, okay, that is where I get that emotion now, and stay there.
Yeah,
to, like,
exactly. Right.
Buy things.
Okay, yeah. Slippery fucking slope.
Yeah.
I think we're
slipping.
it, man. I think
Yeah. Oh no, we're fully.
We're mid. We're right in the middle of the slippery.
You know when you see somebody like slipping on ice, and like the first one, like whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah,
because they haven't quite gone down. We're like maybe on that third step where you still think you got it.
Man, we are parallel to the ground.
We are butt on the ice.
Look on our face.
We actually hit our head terribly 5 years ago, and now we still think we're slipping
we have
on
a
the ice.
Bump the size of a grapefruit on our forehead.
Yeah.
Screaming down the hill.
There are two birds flying around our house, flying around our heads.
I think we need to bring back being bored.
Yes.
Sitting
so
outside staring at nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm always impressed when I don't have my phone, and I'm just not even like being like high or anything. Like I can just purely be like, okay, I've been staring at this thing for like 5 minutes, and it's just like a tree. Great, let's move on. Let's move on, because that. Oh God, I feel bad for these kids, man. Jack, we got to protect these kids, man.
I mean, I'm trying, but it does feel like you're just like, I don't know.
It's like a losing battle, right?
Not a losing battle necessarily, but yeah, like I think about that. There's this Onion headline that's like, quote unquote, cool dad exposing his kids to like a bunch of cultural references that will have them completely cut off from their generation. And it's like a dad showing his kids like, stop making sense with the talking heads. And I think about that all the time because I'm like, am I doing that? Because I'm not letting them like play Roblox and shit like that, but like I kind of don't give a fuck. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Show them stop making sense.
Yeah.
Someone has to.
Be trippy. Because like I said, my mom took me to see a fucking Italian art film about a famous castrato singer. Okay.
Yeah.
My dad showed me David, like, fucking naked lunch in Eraserhead when I was way too young.
Right.
But they also like I wasn't fucking with video games till like late in the game because they weren't buying me that shit. But the things I still think about, like with like great admiration and love and appreciation, was just all this different shit that I was exposed to, because that completely expands what you think, like the deck of possibilities, in your mind, like especially with art and things like that. I don't think anyone's ever like, I can't believe I was exposed to these kinds of human artistic expression as a child. Like it really fucking kept me on the wrong foot my entire life. I think showing your kids stop making sense is totally good. You start showing them Max Headroom clips.
Just shit that even I don't think is cool. Finn, such a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for staying with us for so long on the Daily Zeitgeist. Where can people find you, follow you, hear you, all that good stuff?
Thank you so much for having me. Y'all are wonderful. My name's Finn Argus. It's that on all the things. I'm about to put out some music too, so if you want to listen to that, it'll just be my name. Got an album coming out.
Completely not Kids Bop related at all.
No, it's Adults Bop now. I'm trying to capitalize off my success.
Let them know.
Yeah, and then of course I got the podcast One of Us with Chris Renfro. And that is being released every week. So if you want to check that out, it's an improv interview podcast, and it's very silly and fantastical.
Is Chris artistic director now?
Yeah. Chris is the artistic director at UCB.
UCB LA.
Yeah.
Shout out
Chris.
Congrats to Chris.
Yeah. Congrats to Chris. And we give a big congrats to Chris Renfro.
5 booms for Chris
5
Renfro.
Booms. Yeah, we did promise that we were going to do more booms on this episode. We fucked up. We're, our marketing team is, telling us that we need to incorporate more booms into our show. We don't have a marketing team. Finn,
well, I give y'all 5 booms. Thank you for having me.
That's what we've been looking for. Is there a work of media that you've been enjoying?
A work of media. Yeah. I've been listening to the album Live at Revolution Hall by Adrian Lenker. And it is like 40 to 50 songs. And a lot of them are just like lo-fi cassette recordings or live performances on stage. And it's really good.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very slow and a little boring. So
there you go. Get you
something
in the right
to
place.
sit with for an hour and a half if you've got the time or attention span.
Wonderful. Miles, where can people find you? Is there work of media you've been enjoying?
Yeah, find me everywhere at Miles of Gray. Sophia and I will be back with 420 Day Fiance next week, so you could count on that. A work of media I'm really enjoying is at rogersnaf.bsky.social posted, Florida man appoints himself chair of the 2028 Olympics. Who does that? And it's a photo of Hitler at the Berlin Olympics. Like, yeah. That's who.
You can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien, on Blue Sky at JackOB1. Work of media I've been enjoying. I don't know, did I shout out Josh Sharp's show Tada that I saw when I was back in New York? I think I might have forgotten to. It was
or maybe not with me.
So funny. Everybody who is in New York should go check that shit out. It's so funny. It's also in the West Village, and it's right next to one of my favorite pizza places in New York, Bleecker Street Pizza. So you can make a great night of it. You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. You can go to the description of this episode wherever you're listening to it, and there at the bottom you will find the footnotes, which is where we link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode. We also link off to a song that we think you might enjoy. Miles, is there a song that you think the people might enjoy?
Continue to listening to Anton Exum's musical career, the former NFL safety turned like psych pop musician who is again, I think, making to me the best music I've heard from a former professional athlete, especially a football player. This is like one of his early tracks called Dark Kept Secret, and it feels like a demo for like a TV on the radio track or something. Just really chill. His vocals are really cool, very Tunde like. So yeah, Dark Kept Secret by Exum, EXUM.
We will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That's going to do it for us this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're back on Saturday with the highlights from the week, the weekly Zeitgeist. And then back on Monday with a whole last episode of the show. And we will talk to y'all then. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Daily Zeitgeist is executive produced by Catherine Long.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Co-produced by Victor Wright.
Co-written by J.M. McNabb.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
Let's start with a quick puzzle. The answer is Ken Jennings' appearance on The Puzzler with A.J. Jacobs. The question is, what is the most entertaining listening experience in podcast land? Jeopardy truthers believe in...
I guess they would be conspiracy theorists.
That's right.
They gave you the answers and you still blew it.
The Puzzler. Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do we really need another podcast with a condescending finance bro trying to tell us how to spend our own money? No, thank you. Instead, check out Brown Ambition. Each week, I, your host, Mandy Money, gives you real talk, real advice with a heavy dose of I feel you, sis. Like on Fridays, when I take your questions for the BAQA. Whether you're trying to invest for your future, navigate a toxic workplace, I got you. Listen to Brown Ambition on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hi, I'm Jenica Lopez, and in the new season of the Overcomfort podcast, I'm even more honest, more vulnerable, and more real than ever.
Am I ready to enter this new part of my life? Like, am I ready to be in a relationship? Am I ready to have kids and to really just devote myself and my time?
Join me for conversations about healing and growth, all from one of my favorite spaces, the kitchen. Listen to the new season of the Overcomfort podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast.
It's important that we just reassure people that they're not alone and there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
One Tribe saved my life twice.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to the Good Stuff Podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast.